Hello and welcome to round 3 of the ACC live stream here. That's at the wonderful Bathurst. We are currently in season 3. Guys are already out on track, what's nice to know. So we're going to head over. We've got two drivers who are back with us today. So we've got Chris Generelli back, and also we have Alessandro with us. His first time racing with us, away from over in Italy. So let's go over to the track and see how everyone's getting on in free practice. So we do see Miss Celine Witches, she's back with us, current points leader. There's Natalie Lee's out there as well. So hopefully we'll have some good racing going on today. Let's see Alessandro, our newest driver, he's pulled off to the side. His McLaren looks like he's bounced off the walls. Stephen McAfee in his very bright coloured Porsche. Maybe actually a very good choice to have, because the sun is just poking up here at Bathurst. It's currently 6 o'clock in the morning in game. And this is the race conditions that the guys are going to be in. Bouncing off the walls there for Stephen. The track is green at the moment, so they don't have much grip out there. It's only 16 degrees air temp and 16 degrees track, so track will rub it in by the time we should be going into qualifying. What will be at 5 o'clock in game, so it will be darker. But let's have a look at our newest drivers. So we have Alessandro. I'm not going to try to pronounce that second name because I just do not want to mess it up, but he is our newest driver on the grid, hence why he does not have a custom livery as of yet. As Celine goes fastest at the moment with a 2:19.3, I do expect the times to drop down. We also have, we did have Chris Generelli. He's dropped out the server at the moment, and he just will put back in. But you also have the route. Walter Van Murik, he is here in his Alpine. Joseph Galkov goes fast as 2:17.1. Has Miss Natalie Lee right behind him for company. Guys, I do have the chat open, so do make yourself known. Come say hello. So we did have Chris Generelli in the server, but he has backed out. I don't know if there's something at his end. But I am in the chat wheels, in the voice chat. I do have it currently muted. I will go over and say hello to the guys at some point during the race. But we have Heiko Sherman in there, Woot, and also Mr. Ken Estep in his very, very loud Camaro. Hey Terry, how are you doing, buddy? Good to see you. This car should feel right at home here. Big, big, strong V8 going up a mountain. So as these guys are in GT4, I did want to make it a dark race, but I didn't want to make it too dark considering how technical this course already is. So this is what their race conditions will be like. It will start obviously getting lighter over the session, but qualifying will be in a lot darker setting than they have right now. So currently on fastest with it, 2:17.1 is Joseph Galkov. Celine Witcher second with a 2:19.3. Ken Estep with a 2:22.5. Other than that, no one else has put a lap time in as of yet. As there we do see, Chris Generelli has turned up. This system has worked as we look over at current champion Heiko Sherman. Can he defend his title? At the moment, he is in second place in the standings, behind Celine Butcher. But this is only round 3 of a 12-round season. Ultimate, thank you for joining. First time chatter with us. Obviously, I know you're with us all the time through the Twitch channels and our YouTube, and also in Discord. So even though Terry's not driving, it still is blame Terry if anyone crashes. I don't know if actually yes, Heiko is the dirtiest lap there actually. Not your fault. You're not in the server. Yes, but you're in the Discord and you're here in the stream, so you deal with it. But we will have a look over at Chris generally as he's out for his first laps in his McLaren. So we actually have 3. This is his first race in the season. It's nice to see him here. So not really news to him, Terry, yet. You won the GT America Championship. So, meh. But yeah, ACC is more realistic of how the brake works. It is, you get on the brake full on into the ABS, and then you trail brake out. So guys, I've only got 3 minutes left of free practice. Christian Ray, literally, this is his out lap at the moment. I will pop into the in-game just to write a message to Chris. Just covered that to Chris. Sorry for some frame losses. Natalie Lee goes fastest now with a 2:16.7. Bathurst is an amazing track, so much fun. I don't know if Chris is in voice chat, he is not, so I can't literally shout at him. See which is towed back to the pit stop. Ken is already sat in pit stop. Yes, it is definitely harder than Nords to be fast here. You get the correct line here, you can be very, very fast. If you're off that line, you can be in the woods. Heiko Sherman goes fastest now. 2 tenths up on Natalie Lee. Oh, sorry, 5 tenths up. 2:16.2. Because we're only in free practice, Terry. As soon as we go into qualifying, I'll bring up their best times and also pace if they're up or down. So we're looking from the arse of the KTM. Miss Natalie Lee, one of our 2 female drivers, currently our point stander. Celine Witcher is also from Turbo Valkyries. Currently doesn't got a 4th place lap in though. So Natalie will get one more lap in. They crossed the line just before the end of the session. So Chris Generelli is in pits. He's finished the lane. Alessandro, he's coming around to finish off his last free practice lap. Hogan Sherman's on his way down. As the cameras in game have a hissy fit trying to find him, but then they do. He's just going to dive into the pit lane. Behind him we did see Mr. Stephen McAfee, the other Porsche driver. Already had some front end damage on the car, just kept going out there though, just to get some laps in. Next car across the line will be Woot. It is Alpine, one of the oddest cars on the grid. Very nice turbo flutter sound, but all the dashboard information is actually on the steering wheel. So if you drive with no steering wheel in game, you cannot see any information. Especially if you run no HUD like I do, you are really screwed. Unless you have obviously a digital dash on your wheel. So he's going to dive into the pits now. It's just going straight off the track, so they're going into qualifying now. So I need to put back into the game to end that session on my end. So we need to press drive, and now we are over into qualifying. As you can see, it is a lot darker now than it has been. Head noise from the KTM there. So we'll bring up, instead of having car numbers, we'll bring up the qualifying personal best delta. And the personal best for this session. So unfortunately, yes, it does massively out. So we will wait for the first couple of laps before I bring that up for you. As you see, Celine is brake dragging. Hey, CC, you can do it. Real life cars, you can do it. So you hear that Camaro thundering up Mountain Straight. And the drive's already towed back to the pit lane. Heiko is still sat in pits, he has not gone out yet. Cristiano Rally in, here's McLaren going up the hill. Terry, I can say the exact same about me in braking and iRacing. I absolutely suck at it. The only thing I am good at in iRacing is the Pro 4 trucks, or even sometimes the Pro 2s and Pro 2 lights. So the things I'm good at. So we'll go back to Celine coming down the hill. The Aston Martin, but the first person who's going to be on a lap is going to be Natalie Lee. Yeah, but even if I slightly put on my brakes, I find I'm always locking up. So we look at Kenner step. So again, those relative times at the moment are going to be completely up because they're looking at outlaps. But all we're wanting to know is if they are white letters. So Mr. Kennestep gets into his first flying lap now, followed behind by Chris Gianarelli. I do like driving the LMP2, but again, it's still that brake. Still really struggle with it. So Heiko is now out on a warm-up lap. Woot is about to start his first lap as well. The Alpine, I think he is only running one stage of lights. So I'm just going to give us a heads up. Woot, I do believe you can go one more stage of headlights. I think you're only on the first beam, not on the full beam. So I just had to pop into the game chat, so I've lost my screen. There we go. I can see everything now again. There we go. Now Woot's got his full beam lights on. So coming up to cross the line for the first will be Natalie Lee. Once he comes across the line and posts a 2:17.1. As we know, through free practice, that time will be get shorter. As Joseph Galkov now goes to 2:16.8 straight off the bat. Excuse me. Sonny Witcher at 2:17.4. I'll bring out there now their current session bests here. So, personal best, that's the lap times we want to see. And I'll bring out secondary data of the qualifying best deltas. So you can see who's up, who's down. The greyed out, dark greyed out number is no time. A light greyed out number is either equal. Red obviously they're slower. Green means they're going faster than before. Stephen McAfee! Where the hell has Budgie come from with that lap time? A 2:16.682. But everyone who is currently on a lap is doing a faster lap time. As Natalie Lee finds the back of Mr. Ken Estep there in her little KTM. Can dip in the grass slightly. So Heiko Sherman, he's going to cross the line any second now. Heiko comes in with the fastest lap at 2:16.5. To look from the helmet cam of Natalie. Is she going to pop herself back up into first at 2:16.3? So our top 4 drivers are in the tops in 2:16s already. Jaroslav Galkov instantly comes back in with a new fastest at 2:15.9. First into the 2:15s. So in the GT4s, they do have to worry about when they come out of the pits, the tyres are not heated up. They do not have tyre blankets for the GT4 cars, so the tyres will be stone cold. Chris Generelli goes fast, a 2:15.1. Wow, that is a big jump. And this is why we say blame Terry, because Terry sucks. Exactly that. Oh, you throw down some first on the KTM, that's cool. One of the things that is coming to ACC, and it has been confirmed, we are getting GT2. So we'll have the Audi, the Brabham, the new Maserati, the KTM GT2 car that you see race at the Nordschleife, the new Mercedes AMG track edition, which is basically the F1 safety car. So that is something I am looking forward to seeing. As Chris Generelli's going, I'm already going into the pit, I've done my lap time. As Heike Sherman comes in with a 2. Wow. A 2:15.127. 2 thousandths of a second faster than Chris Generelli, who has a 2:15.147. Anthony goes P3 still. A 2:15.407 on that last lap. Anthony's taking the escape route to get off the track. Stephen McAfee in his Porsche. Exactly that, Terry. Exactly that. That's why you got to wait to literally get a lap time in, and then let the track start getting heated out, and get the line working, and then get back out there again. So the only person at the moment who doesn't have a lap in at this precise moment in good time is Mr. Rout. Yeah, exactly. Terry, you are a nightmare when you're on the track. So we're only missing 5 drivers today. Obviously, Mr. Devon Booth, as we know, he can't make it with us. So I think we do know. Ola's not here tonight. Alex Lafros, he's not with us either. In the Mercedes. So, oh, that's not a good start to the lap there, Chris. Well, he is actually gaining there tonight. See, he's losing time. So, can Chris Generelli get back on pole position, or is he going to stay in second? Or is any of the other drivers going to bump him out of position? He's going to take the escape road just to get out of track. Walter still, unfortunately, hasn't put a lap time in at the moment. His headlights have dropped down again. He's not running the full endurance lights now. Hi, Joa. How are you? No, it's not Forza Motorsport 7. It's far superior ACC. Far superior than anything, including iRacing. It's whatever sim you prefer. You prefer. Obviously, myself, I do prefer ACC for the GT3 cars purely for the fact of GT3 and GT4 because it fits me. Unsubscribes. Naughty, naughty, naughty. Joey, you've only just realised that. Most of our day includes drinking. I'll say that I actually don't drink or smoke anymore, like I used to. Right. Route, get a lap time in so we can see where you're going to sit. Christian really coming around. He's still equal on his time. No, Terry, that's the thing is, when it's wet, we'll still go out because we'll go to the pub and carry on drinking. So as we look on the board for Christian really quickly there, he is now coming into Hell's Corner, going up, mountain straight now. Pints are not for drinking, it's just liquid food, correct. On an average day in the UK, a man drinks roughly about 4 or 5 pints per day. On average, 4 or 5. And that's just like a general casual drink. If you're going out on the piss and you actually wanting to get drunk, you can add, you can times that by about 2 or 3. And then also you got all the sides, like shots, cocktails and so on and so forth, mixers. So, Woot did put a lap time in. He did a 2:19.3, so only a little bit faster than Ken Esteps. On average, at Ultimate, Sven, I used to drink when I was a drinker about 19 pints a day, and I still walk home completely bone sober. That's the problem about being a squaddy, aka military person. We drank and drank and drank and drank and drank until the point where we hit the floor and then still get back up and carry on. Exactly, Terry. We got problems. The answer is Americans need to learn how to drink. So Heiko Sherman is out on a current fastest lap, on a new faster lap. Christian Rally, he is not, but he is going to start a new lap. I'm loving the chat between you two. So as you remember, last season GT3s we were actually racing in these conditions with the sun coming up. GT4s we have started an hour later in the sim. Christian already still not gaining time. Heiko is still gaining time though. He is 3/10 up. Can Heiko get in the 2:14s? At this rate, he will. Currently only about halfway along the circuit though. As we look at current point standing leader, Mr. Lean Witcher. Ooh, Heiko losing time. Heiko lost a lot of time there. He's nearly lost a whole second. So you're saying that beating up a poor Irish football fan on their own, the Irish football fan will most likely still go, come on then, I want more. So we do have 3 McLarens out on the track tonight. This is our newest driver. Coming up the hill now, hence no custom livery. So Heiko started a new lap. Can he improve? This will be his last lap. Terry, I didn't do too bad other than the first race where I underfueled the car. And the one no-show that I did. What annoyed me about that final race though, Terry, is I had to save fuel. Plus, then coming into the last 3 corners is when I ran out. On the first race. It sucks I couldn't give you that good race at Watkins going for the day race. Oh yeah, you'll know, Terry. I'll put my car in space. Oh yeah, that was a definitely good race. Sandro is going to finish in 7th, so Natalie is going to be in 3rd, Stephen McAfee 4th, Sandro is in 7th, Wout is in 8th, 9 is Ken. Heiko is down on his time by a whole second. He's not going to get new lap time, so he's going to come in. Chris Generelli is on a lap though. Well, he needs to find just a tiny bit more time. That may have done it. This could put Chris Generelli on to pole. Don't mess it up now, Chris. Chris Generelli does come in on pole. 2:15.015. Just nudging out. Oh, Mr. Heiko. Heiko, bet you know, is absolutely kicking himself mad. So we're going to look over at the track quickly as the guys are lining up on the grid. So we are currently looking over the wonderful track of Mount Panorama, good old Bathurst. I'm going to bring us back to the track quickly though, as I'm going to bring up the standings. So we can see current points leader is Celine Witcher on 50 points, Heiko Sherman in 3rd on 30, Natalie Lee on 28, Joseph Galkov 27, Stephen McAfee on 15, Callum McLeod on 10, Ken Esser on 8, Alex Lafrost on 6th, and then we have our current non-drivers here of Devon Booth, Rennie Garcia, Wout, Ola and Chris Generelli. That I can see a few of those are going to be changing today. So the guys currently have about 3 more minutes on pit road, on start before we get going. I'm going to take a quick break, so I will put you back onto the overlay of the track winner, and I'll be back very shortly. Okay, the guys are just on the grid now. Got less than 30 seconds remaining until we start rolling. Give me 1 minute, just making this a little bit bigger. There we go. I'll fix that little issue that I've seen there. If I remind it in chat again. Do you want headlights on? But I can't do it at the moment because I can't type. Drivers, make sure headlights are on, please. aka Chris. Thank you. I'll put a message in there for Natalie in a moment. So, guys are rolling around now. I'll bring up my issues, so that should sort out. It is the mountain, Terry, so we are having a dry race today. But it's only 16 degrees there, 16 degrees track. Track is not in optimum conditions, it's only fast. So there is some slide to the circuit. Again, pit window will open at the 35 minutes remaining mark and close at the 25-minute remaining mark. They do have to change tyres. Yes, I know Natalie Lee does not have headlights on. I will, until they go green across the line, I cannot put an in-game text message chat out. The only thing I can do is, if someone can go onto Natalie's stream on Twitch, and let her know in there. Actually, I think I might be able to do it as we're rolling around now. Give me 1 moment. Terry, I've just seen you in Natalie's chat as well. Thank you, dude, for putting it in there. I just put it in there as well. Natalie's headlights are now on. So drivers are getting as much temperature as they can up and pressure into these tyres. So remember, GT4s do not have tyre blankets. So they have to get these heat tyres up into. You requested, I live to serve. Oh, Terry, Terry, Terry. What are you like? That's Terry, as you're here all the time. I have done something nice for you. So next time you chat, you will notice something slightly different about your name. So the guys and girls are now coming up 2 wide. So we've got Chris Generelli first, Heiko Sherman second, Natalie Lee for turn 1 Valkyries in third, Celine Richard in fourth. So we've got 2 girls in second and third. Third and fourth. Yes, Terry, I gave you the blue. Time to abuse some power. Sleeping right up the back of Heike there. As we are green. Everyone's been good so far on the start. Just flipped into the game just to make sure no one jumped to start, was always out of position. beg you, Terry, do you want to be on the front of that, get to the very front of the box, and then get to 70 kilometers an hour as fast as possible. So, Chris Generelli is in first, Heiko Sherman second, Celine Richard third, Natalie Lee in fourth, Joseph Galkov fifth, Stephen McCaffrey sixth, Alessandro seventh, Wout is in eighth, and bringing up the rear in ninth is Mr. Ken Estep. Looks like the front two are already putting away. Heiko's got 1 second lead above Celine. So come over the sunset for the first time. Looks like everyone's keeping off the walls so far. It looks like Jaroslav Galkov has got a great run coming down the hill. Going around the outside of Natalie Lee. And gains the place on Natalie. Oh, I thought there was going to be contact there. Jaroslav goes around. Jaroslav goes in, keeps it off the wall. Only just keeps it off the wall there. No sign of contact. Well, going a little bit too deep there into turn one. So, Cristiano Rari's already got, just coming up to a second gap now on Heiko. We've got a big gap already to Celine Richer. Celine is only 3.5 seconds back already. Remember, Celine is our current point stander. Heiko is in second. Heiko could do with being in front of Chris at the end of this race and keeping Celine where she is. Trying to claw those points back. Seeing the cafe throwing the Porsche around. So, still out front it is Chris Generelli from Heiko Schumann. Look at the gap they've already pulled, nearly a 4-second gap. Stephen McCaffrey is 0.3 of a second behind Natalie. As our TV cameras have flicked around, come back to where we want it to be, thank you very much. As I say that, see another driver's gone off there. Let's put Wout up into 5th. So we've got 2 McLarens at the back and 1 at the front now. Both of these 2 drivers have been a little bit of an issue. Remember, the McLaren GT4 does not have a movable brake balance, it's electronic. And will move its own brake balance to where it finds where there is grip and where there is not grip. And we head back up to the front as Heiko is right behind Chris Generelli now. already pulled a 5-second lead onto third place. Can the hiker get in the drag? Coming out of Forest Elbow, got a little bit too wide there. Lost a lot of time there to Chris. Chris will be definitely like that. I am running away as fast as I possibly can. Trying to get away from Heiko. Just looking further back, Jarosław Gałkow behind Mr. Kanestep here. Stephen McAfee though, again, all over the back of Natalie Lee. Natalie spins around. Can Natalie get her car fired back up? Very unexpected from Natalie. As Jarosław Gałkow is also going around the outside of Kanestep. This race is getting very, very dicey. The car's having a slide. I don't know if they got the tyre pressures correct. It's only 1 degree hotter than it was in free practice. To go back on board with Jarosław Gałkow now, looking at the back of Natalie Lee. Kanestep is also in a drag race with Alessandro behind. So Steve McAfee's 1.3 behind Celine, so we'll go on board with him. Can he get this Porsche up behind that Aston Martin? Out in front still is Chris Generelli from Heiko Schumann. Chris Generelli with the fastest lap of a 2:15.407. Second fastest on track is Heiko, but third fastest is Stephen McAfee with a 2:15.7. Can he claw back and take third place from Celine? Massive help Heiko through the championship. I'm going to flip over to the helicopter cam. Make sure everyone's getting through. So it looks like everyone's having problems with the chase. Wow, makes it through. Wow, it's up into P5. Stephen McAfee, there you go. A new fastest up to 2:15.3. If there's anyone you want to go on board with, or any certain camera you want to pick, let me know. We'll have a look at the front battle here with Chris Generelli and Heiko Schumann. Natalie Lee right behind Wout here now. Wout sticking to the middle of the track there. Jarosław Gałkow, he's now getting his nose into here. This could get interesting as we come over the hill. The sunset. Playing a bit smart, holding back. Some false negative for Ken's white flag. Looking a little bit wider, just trying to get the cut back into well. Can that little KTM now hold Jarosław back whilst also making an overtake? Or are we going to see 3 wide down Mountain Straight? Jarosław is upon the inside. And he pulls over 3 wide. This could get very interesting. Jarosław Gałkow looks like he's just overtaken both of them. Oh, Natalie keeps it together. Oh, I think that was all on Natalie there. She did go a little bit wide, dropped it in the grass. What unfortunately did cause Wout to make contact. We will have a look at replay. Replay time did not go back far enough, unfortunately. But it was definitely contact between the two. That Lee was on the outside, did touch it on the grass, got a little bit of a wobble, got back under control, but unfortunately Wirt was right there, had nowhere to go, and did cause contact. As we look back at the front though, Heiko's are all over the back of Chris Generelli as we are on lap 5. Stephen McAfee right behind Celine Witcher as well. Go TV cameras, wakey. Heiko dropping back again to a second behind Chris. It looks like he's not been able to get that portion to follow nicely. Stephen McAfee most like that showed Heiko. Look, this is how you get around Forest Elbow. See, he's right behind that Aston Martin. Sticking back. Really having to get into the break there. Trying to get as much run out of the corner there. Brakes I think a little bit too much though, but he is still gaining. This could be a massive lunge if he sends it here. No, he is still going to stick behind. So he gets up on 2 wheels coming around the curb. So through the cutting. Does look like Stevens kept it a little bit tight on the inside there, so able to bounce a little bit more. Celine getting a little bit loose in the Aston. So the guys have all spread out a little bit now. So this is our closest battle, so we're going to stick with this battle for a little bit longer. So can Stephen McAfee run away and get past Celine, or is Celine just going to hold him off and go no? My position. Yeah, who needs work, eh, Terry? Saying that this is my job, literally sitting on ACC pretty much every day. And doing obviously this live stream for the guys over at the Simpit. And also hosting the championship. I'm more than happy to do. I'm more than happy to do even more stuff for the Simpit. So, can Mr. McAfee not brake so late here? Get the run better up the hill. You can hear him getting on that throttle more faster than the Aston. Yeah, I know it's hard for me to do a broadcast at that time, but oh, here we go. Steve McAfee looking up the inside. Is he going to keep it clean? Steve runs wide. It's still side by side, coming into the cutting. Stephen keeping it out of the wall, going around the outside at the cutting. That is one brave little budgie right there. One very brave budgie. But now, can he claw back those 10 seconds that they've lost to the two up front? As he goes slightly into the wall. Oh, getting very loose. It's already gained a 1.3 seconds over Celine. It is something I want to get for the American stream, is either someone to stream it for me and me race, or even might have to jump out again and do the live stream for the race. I would like to take part, because obviously the European series I could race in it, but this is the one I have dedicated to for the live stream. But if we do get something in for the American leagues, we can do it. Just needs to be on it just as much as I am. Just checking that I didn't undeafen myself there. Distract the drivers. Steve McAfee going wide. Ken Estep got passed there by Natalie Lee as well at the back of the group, unfortunately for her. Sorry, fortunately for her. Ken Estep is still there. As a pounce down the mountain, it looks like. Heiko Sherman now, though, right over the back of Christian Rally again. Budgie does have pace. GT3s, he was here and there. The GT4s, he has really stepped his game up and all over the GT4s. As Alessandro's in the pits early. I don't know why he's coming to pit early. There's still another 5 minutes yet till the pit window opens. Yeah, they should work together. Especially now with Steven in front. I think Steven is the fastest driver of the two on today. How can he just not getting that turn in? So, can Stephen McAfee punch in a new fastest lap and get out there? Looks like Heiko is saving fuel. Possibly he might have done a half and half on his fuel, as he does. They do have that mandatory tyre change, and refueling does happen at the same time as having your tyres changed, so that is a possibility. It looked like he couldn't get that nose to turn in a second ago. Exactly, I would be running low on fuel here. and taking that pit stop for fuel, as well as a fresh set of tyres. So Celine is keeping up with the guys. So they are flashing now. What is allowed, they are lapping. Remember, they don't have to, but he did, correct. You don't have to give up the position. It's for the faster car to go around you, but these cars being very close together, it normally ends up just being a stalemate. Unfortunately, the pit window not being open, I guess that stop was for damages because he was stationary for 28 seconds, so it wouldn't have been a pit stop for tyres because tyres are 30 seconds minimum. He was on the road, pit road, for 84 seconds in total. And we go back up to the front runners as these two are still battling. Natalie now has caught up to Wout up in P6. Joe. Oh. Heiko just looks like he's just happy sitting behind Chris here. Both will just cruise. Oh, Heiko goes new fastest lap for Heiko though. As Natalie Lee now is right behind. Wow, as they come down the hill. And there goes Steve McCaffrey saying, no, you're not taking my fastest lap. 2:15 dead. Stephen is definitely wanting to catch up to these two, but we're going to switch back to the front because there could be a switch for position. Oh, Chris getting slightly into the wall. Trying to pitch Heiko as they come up into the cutting. Natalie's still right behind, so we're going to flick there quickly. So I do not expect to pass between Heiko and Chris over the top of the mountain, where Natalie is sitting right in the toe of Wout here in that little KTM. Both have got very small engines, these two, but they are turbocharged. It's Natalie diving up the inside. She is. Can she keep it together? Yes, she can. What? Stephen McAfee has times as Heiko Sherman does pass Chris Generators. Chris is slow. What has happened here? So where did Chris lose it? We'll see. Oh, that is heavy for Chris. Chris needs to get that car going though. That's a lot of damage on that front, that McLaren. So look over at Stephen McAfee. He also put it into the wall. And he is dropping time. He's got 5 seconds till that pit window opens. Does look like he's fighting broken steering there. But lucky for him, pit window is now open. For Stephen McAfee and Chris Generelli, I'll get in now. Get these pit stops done. See him coming into pit road. Remember, all pit stops, any mistake in the pit stop will be changed from a stop and go 30 to a time penalty of 15 seconds. Wout is also coming into pit lane. Chris would have had to put another lap in because he would have passed the pits before. Agreed, more damage model would be better. I love seeing damage. But less and less games are showing damage. iRacing has stepped theirs up a little bit, but if you go looking back, go look back at the old Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto 4 in New York, you'd be able to crush the cars completely out. And then Grand Theft Auto 5, you can hardly damage them. So I think all in all, most games are not showing damage because the companies are saying, I don't want you to because of our licensing. So Steve McCaffrey did finish his pit stop. It was a clean pit stop from him, no penalties. So if you see what I'm pressing there, that is tab on my keyboard that brings up the in-game overall timing stream. Also brings up time penalties added. And also, if we add weight to the cars, their ballast will show there as well. So I do apologise for coughing. No, I wouldn't say it's like GTA 4. I'd say it's more like GTA 5 with a very small amount of damage compared to the older ones. Because I know in AC you could crash your car a little bit and get more damage out of that than you can on ACC. But the game that beats everything for crash damage obviously has to be BMMG. So you can see it's really got light now in game. Currently 6:36 in game. There is 27 minutes remaining of the session. Oh, sorry, 28 minutes have passed in the session. I do apologise, not remaining. As you can tell, I am really not with it. I only barely got back in time from Brands Hatch today, where I was doing a test in the Mercedes GT4 for some of the guys for British GT. Just trying to get a little bit more data for the car. See, so Wout has completed his pit stop. Natalie Lee, she's in the pit box as well. So Chris Generelli, he's losing a little bit of time, but he's not losing masses. I would have wanted to get that pit stop in earlier though for him. As we do look over at Heiko Schumann. You can see Wout just in front of him there. Wout has done his pit stop, so this is the thing now. Wout has done his pit stop. Heiko has done this. Wout spins right in front of the race leader. Joe, that's not what I said, you little bitch. I said same damage physics. Not much damage visually. Christian Rey has now decided to get his ass into the pit lane. Something I would have wanted to do a little bit earlier. The track has now become optimal grip levels though, so that is a good news for the drivers. So that puts Celine back up into P2, but again, she's not took her pit stop yet. So Stephen McAfee, Natalie Lee, Wouter van Murk are the only ones who took their pit stop, but as we've just seen, Wout did just spin it right in front of Heiko at the chase. That's where a lot of drivers have spun it today. So I think it's going to be a very busy pit road on this lap or next. We're not going to get many more laps in to get this done. Chris Generelli has made his pit stop. He was stationary for 36 seconds, so I believe 6 seconds of his pit stop was damage. Stephen McCaffrey had about roughly 7 seconds of damage. Natalie had about 3 seconds. Wow, it was stationary for 56 seconds. As you now see Mr. Ken step ease in the pit lane. And our Italian driver, with that early pit stop still though, was stationary for 84 seconds in total. So is Heiko going to dive the pit lane now? Yes, he is. So race leader is in. Cameras pick him up. Thank you very much. So Celine Richard now just coming up to the back of Wout. As Celine comes in as well, is Joseph Galkov going to make the pit stop now? So it looks like everyone is going to come into the pits right this lap. Yes, so everyone's in the pits. So now it is a race of who can get out of the pit stop fastest. Ken was stationary for 39 seconds in total. Don't know if he had any damage or it was just a slow stop. But all remaining drivers are now in the pits. Did Chris fix his damage, or did he turn off his damage fix and say the car is drivable and just kept going? And I believe he has, because we're not having his damage clear on his car. So Heiko Sherman is in and out pit stops. Chris does go back up into third. Heiko is stationary for 33.5 seconds. 3 seconds faster than Chris. Sleet is now out as well. So it's just all drivers have now completed their pit stops. I'm just going to have a look in game one last time. Everyone cleared their pit stops clean and fast. As we are showing a warning flag for Jaroslav Galkov. No way. Where is Jaroslav Galkov gone? Jaroslav was going the wrong way in the pits. It looks like he spun it, hit the wall, then drove the wrong way in the pit lane. He does have a lot of damage to the car. I need to see if the in-game gave him any type of penalty. Lucky for him, it hasn't given him any type of penalty. Lucky, I'm guessing that little bit of driving backwards in the pit didn't trigger the automatic disqualification. But it definitely would be Russian standard vodka for him. I know for him at the moment it's a very, very hard time with what Putin's just been trying to drag in. Get everyone to, all reservists to start fighting. So it's a very hard time for Jaroslav. As now you can see, as they're coming over the sunset, that sun is directly now into the driver's eyes. But we'll go on board with our leader, Mr. Heiko Sherman. See that sun in that mirror. So we'll go on board with Heiko for a lap. So that was a lap on board of Heiko Schumann as a new fastest lap of 2:14.9. What a lap to be on board of Heiko there. So, as you're saying, Terry, there, Heiko could be now on cruise. He just put a new fastest lap of the race in. Just going, no, hold my beer, Terry. You don't know what you're on about. Should we look over at Jaroslav Galkov? Had that incident in the pit lane. He's put him behind Natalie, but he's still in distance of catching. Maybe 4.1 seconds behind. That is cruising for Heiko. Yeah, setting a new fastest lap. Does sound about right for him. Stephen McAfee is... Can he get back past Lee within 20 minutes? No, hold my nuggets, not hold my beer. He's most likely got beer resting on the side of it as well, so he's just like got beer and nuggets. So that sun now coming across the top of the mountain is going to play havoc with some of these drivers. Can Stephen McAfee catch back up to Celine and take that third place? I don't know, 6 seconds back. But with the pace that he's been doing through the race, he's looking at the last lap. His best lap was a 2:15.3. Right now, this is his last lap to Celine's 2:16.8. He can do it. Meh, Terry. Meh. So, looking at the Stephen McAfee, he is still the fastest through sector 1. But he is definitely catching Celine. Heiko, I bet you, is saying, please, my fellow Porsche driver, get past that Aston Martin just to give you some more points. Again, I'll bring up those championship standards. That's how it is meant to be on, so I'll bring it back, pop back up, there we go. Back-to-back wins as well, Terry. That's the thing. Jaroslav Galkov, though, is catching Natalie. He's only 2.8 seconds now back off of Natalie, so we might have a couple of battles here right at the end of this race. Yeah, but don't forget, Celine nearly didn't take the win in the first race. The first race win was nearly Jaroslav Galkov. Unfortunately, he had overpressured his tyres and dropped it at Alton Park. What cost him the win, because then he had to pit in early. Because otherwise, Jaroslav, he would be right at the top of this field in the championship as well. Yeah, and then also Jaroslav got the 15-second penalty for speeding the pit lane last race. So also guys, if any of you know how to make custom UIs, so custom overlay system like how we got on here today, let me know, and I might just get you to make us a custom UI for our stream, because we can do that. I'm talking to the guys over at ACC TV about making one, but they want a lot of money for a program I'm already paying for me to be using. So I don't want to try to put more money into it if possible. But Jaroslav is catching the back of Natalie. As you can see there, 3.1 seconds up the road. It's last season's runner-up. Well, close to it, sorry, I should say. I think she was third overall off the top of my head. I bet she can't wait. I'm hoping for a wet race at some point. So next race for the guys will be Misano. Track we haven't used since season 1. Looks, and looking at it so far, it does look like it's going to be raining in Italy. There's a 50% chance of cloud, 40% chance of rain. Doesn't look like there's going to be much variation of the weather over the weekend, and temperatures of only 18 degrees. So it does look like it's going to be a bit wet over in Italy. Don't forget that it's next week. Same time as always. The race for that weekend is in the middle of the afternoon, so hopefully the heat of the day can try to help the track a little bit, but it's going to be difficult. But can Jaroslav Galkov catch Natalie here? 15 minutes to go, he's only 2.5 seconds back. He does have the capabilities here. But it's Heiko Sherman out in front now, nearly 20 seconds lead from Chris Generelli. I think Chris should have took that earlier pit stop, took the repairs of the damage. Maybe they've had a chance of getting his nose back in the fight. That's both. Well, now Celine is under 10 seconds away from Chris. Stephen McAfee catching her down. Well, Heiko Sherman is definitely now on cruise mode. Last lap 4/10 off his personal best. Definitely just now taking it steady, doesn't need a push. I say that and does the brand new fastest lap. Typical bloody Heiko there. 2:14.900. Dropping 1 whole tenth off his lap time. Heiko really rubbing the nose going, no. I know I've had a bit of a poor start to the season, but excuse me, I am taking 3 championships back to back to back here. And don't forget, next season for GT Europe and GT America, we will be returning to GT3 cars. And also I'm going to look for a free day in the week for everyone, and put on a TCX class race. So the BMW M2, so the slowest car on the grid. Not got much tuning set up at all, even more less so than the GT4s. That's what I was thinking, Terry. This is what I was thinking about doing, like a random GTC race, TCX race with a Beamer, just so everyone's in the exact same cars and just race. Very short race, but what I would love to do, Terry, and hopefully you could help me do this, is get as many guys from obviously from the Americas. I can get obviously all people from Europe, and even do a driver swap 2-hour race. Maybe even do that so we get everyone involved. Joseph Galkov, he's gone off, he's in the wall, and he's towed, so he is going to lose a whole lap plus the time that it's going to take for him to work. For the driver swap, basically the driver who's in the car has to do all the work. He has to put the tire pressures in and select the driver. Yeah, Jaroslav has retired the car as well, so he's hopped out of the grid. I bet he's absolutely kicking himself right now, because he was catching Natalie to take that 5th place. As Wout goes deep over sunset and goes, I'm not making it. Jaroslav, mate, that absolutely sucks for you. The few incidents tonight have really pushed it back there. Oh wow, it's in the wall. Wout spinning. Is Wout going to retire the car? Is Wout going to keep going? He is going to get it going again. Why is Kev's car looking like the hood is half open? That is because Ken's got front end damage as well. His hood's up. So it looks like everyone at the back has been in the walls at some point. Camaro looks like it's had some better days on it as well. So I think the only person who's not touched the wall of any type tonight is Heiko. I think Heiko's the only one who's not had any trouble in this entire race. So you see, McAfee was in the wall slightly earlier and also having a spin. But he is catching Celine now. Alright, Josh, I'll take care, buddy. Yeah? Remember, it's only sim racing and shit happens. So, can Steve McAfee catch Celine? It's Chris Generelli's only just in front of them as well. With Jaroslav, take some time, alright, buddy? Yeah. The Simpit's always going to be here. The league's always going to be here. Yeah, if you need time off, take time off, alright? We understand with everything that's been going on over that way is really not good at the moment, so I can understand mindset is even worse than normal. Okay, so take some time, mate. If you need to miss a race, miss a race. Yeah, focus on your own health and also mental health, okay? That's one of our main priorities here. So Stephen McAfee is catching Celine Richard, who's also catching Chris Generelli. I think we could end up having another three-way pass down Conrad Straight in a minute. So 7 minutes remaining. Can Stephen McAfee take third, or even at this rate get second place? His lap times are blisteringly fast. Chris Generelli is really struggling. His lap times have dropped massively. His last lap at 2:18.4. Celine at 2:16.6, but Stephen McAfee at 2:15.4, gaining even more time. Just checking it over. So we get false negatives on slow cars there. Chris Generelli is really coming under stress here now. So guys, get your bets in. Who's going to take second place? Is it going to be Celine Richard getting past Chris Generelli? Is Stephen McAfee going to overtake both of them? Or is Chris Generelli going to be able to defend and keep hold of his second place? We'll have to see, but look at this. Stephen McAfee just crawling all over them. Covered now by 2 seconds. Oh, 3 seconds, sorry. It's literally going to come down to our last lap. Yeah, an actual battle, Terry. And it's going to be the last 2 laps, I think. As Wout is showing us he's going slow. Don't know if that was a false on the speed guns again. So can Celine get the pass done going up the hill? Or is it going to be, like I said, a freeway pass coming down the hill? This is going to get intense now. Celine is making a dive. And gets past Chris. And look at Stephen McAfee just coming straight up through as well, going, no. Oh, Stephen McAfee looking for that early dive there. Chris definitely struggling with some front end grip now with that damage to the front of his car. Look at Stephen all over the back of that Aston Martin. Just see Chris behind that mirror in the middle. Can Stephen McAfee get past both in one lap? Or is Stephen going to hold it back and get Celine on the next lap? We'll have to see. See, all the braking markers are still up. Just even getting a bit scary there. That's where a lot of people have done and spun the cars. As Woot has dived up the escape road to get out of the way, looks like there. As we keep an eye on this battle now for second place. Just look at where Heiko Sherman is on the lap track. We may have one more lap to go. As we have Heiko now just behind Mr. Canesta on track. Is he going to be brave and send it on sunset? Oh, he's having a look. That would have been a very, very brave place to send it. So we are going to have one more lap. As Heiko's got 10 seconds remaining on the race. He starts his final lap now. We will switch back over to the battle though. But we will switch over to Heiko as he comes across the line. And we're going to stay with this battle now, right to the very end. Stephen getting very loose again, but holding it together. Chris losing even more time to this group now. And slowing, Natalie Lee catching up to Chris Gianarelli now. Can Natalie get back up into fourth? Big jump of time there on our time screens. So this could change yet again. Chris Gianarelli, who's leading for the first half of the race pretty much. Natalie Lee, yes, Natalie Lee has just gone past Chris Gianarelli, who has stopped on track. Yes, I think Chris Gianarelli has just retired the car and ran out of fuel. I think Chris might have run out of fuel. Look at this battle though. These two, again, all over each other. I wonder if Chris calculated that Heiko would not make that extra lap. Right, come on, Budgie. This is where you got to send it, my friend. But we will look over that to Heiko. He's going to cross the line to take the win here at round 3. Push himself back up in the championship points. So Heiko taking the win. But this battle is going to come down to the last 3 corners on this track. Is Budgie going to send it? He's holding back. He's got to send it now. Final turn. So he's going to sit the inside. Maybe Budgie work around the outside. Back marker gets out of the way. And Celine is going to take carry in second place. 0.2 of a second between them. Natalie is the only car remaining now to cross the line. And she's going to come home in 4th. So we also have Wout still on circuit as well. Great battle between those two at the very end of the race. Absolutely amazing battle. But it is Heiko Show who takes the win. Session now has ended. So the points are official. So I'm going to switch us over to a different tab quickly. As you see, wow, so after another very exciting round, Heiko Sherman takes the win from Celine Witcher with Stephen McAfee 0.2 of a second behind. Natalie Lee taking home 4th, Canestep in 5th, Wout in 6th, Alexandro in 7th. It will be registered on Simpit ACC as Chris Generelli in 8th, and 9th will be Jarosław Gałko. But guys, it's been yet another hell of a race. Next week, as I said, we have Misano, and it's going to be a wet one. So for me guys, my name's been Mike, this has been the Simpit, and we will see you again soon. Take care.